Hello, besties. It's happy hour. Happy Friday, Ashley.
TGIF. It feels weird, just the two of us.
It does. Yes, because Jamie is on vacation. Just FYI, in case you didn't catch last Friday's happy hour episode. But this is actually a special edition episode, kind of, right, Ashley?
A very special episode that we will not make Jamie dial in for on vacation like a bad boss, making her all rude. Come and join the team meeting. It's vacation. Still got the team meeting. No, we got a very special episode.
We do. We're doing our SHRM recap. And SHRM, for those who aren't in the HR field and function, stands for Society of Human Resources Management. And we say SHRM, and that actually means the SHRM annual conference, right?
Yes.
But when you hear people in the function, we'll just be like, are you going to SHRM?
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of confusing, but that's what it means.
It is. And it is, as they claim it, the largest HR conference, which, for listening, you may think that's a good thing or a bad thing.
In the universe.
We'll talk about it, but I will say it was a very HR conference. I told Leigh, if you dropped me in here from like outer space and were like, tell me, what do you think's going on? I think I would have said this is probably an HR conference.
Exactly. This is a conference of HR professionals for sure.
Yes, we are. We reveal ourselves.
And you can take that as an insult or not, right? That could be a compliment or an insult. I don't know what it means. It just means there's a characteristic vibe, right? To a group of HR pros. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I take it as I mean it as a compliment. It's reliable. It's like a blanket.
Warm
people
hug.
that despite what you might think the comments on social media, the HR crew is like a warm, exciting group of individuals, and we had a great time. So if you were, so we will give that spoiler alert that we had a great time.
That's a good point, Ashley, right? Because being an HR professional my entire career, like 18, 19 years, whatever it's been now. Oh my gosh, but dog years. So like the last 100 years I've been doing HR. HR to me has always been vibrant, bright, colorful. But to your point about how like the stereotype, like it's dark, it's evil, it's this, it's that. I mean, really the conference, it was vibrant. It was colorful. It was fun. It was lively. You know what I mean? It really was, right? I mean, so come to an HR conference and try it on yourself. Even if you're not in HR, you could see like we don't just like sit around our cauldrons, making some evil poison soup or whatever. There's a lot of drinking. So that's good.
We will definitely get to that. I was, a number of things shocked me about the conference. I'm visualizing a couple of them and we'll talk about it. But yeah, it was and it was about 4 days. We didn't make it a 4-day trip. We made it about a 1-day trip. Yeah.
One. Yeah. Yeah, we just popped in for the Monday. So we've, of course, been receiving messages still like, where'd you go? Are you still in Chicago?
We got banned.
I know we got banned. Our bad, I could see that happening. I would wear that as a badge of honor. I'd make a T-shirt out of that when I get banned from a conference, which I could totally see happening.
Well, I mean, I was effectively barefoot.
Yes, at one point.
Yeti foot.
Yeah, you were
at one
Yeti-footed.
point. But if Jamie had been with us, she may have gotten kicked out because she couldn't have controlled herself right at the gift shop.
Oh, yeah.
Right at the gift shop, Jay. So we got you some swag.
But we did make it. Like we made it through the 1 day. So that was good. But, I think we mentioned before, we weren't necessarily planning to go. We weren't planning to go and work. How about that? And Jamie had vacation, which she'd had scheduled for like a year. And the way SHRM works is everything gets scheduled like a year out. You know what I mean? So it's a huge conference. It's a big deal. And so, I was gifted passes to go to the expo. And we're like, let's freaking go to the expo and actually meet a lot of the brands that we have been working with on the social side of the house, right? And so that's what was really cool for us, was to be able to meet people that we've been working with and brands that we believe in, as well as, of course, meet our followers. Because for me personally, Ashley gets out way more than I do. I'm basically just in this gorgeous little studio of mine. Sorry, I'd have to just do a plug for my safe space here, and I just talk to myself all day, and I just write. I just write all day and talk to myself like all day. So I rarely get out. So that was probably the biggest joy, right, Ashley, to actually be able to get out, talk to brands, our connections, and our followers and friends, live. That was neat.
It was really cool. And in conferences, I really think have so much value for people, especially, I mean, all aspects of your careers, from whether you're newer in your career. And we met people and it was great. And we'll talk about meeting some of these amazing, very great HR Besties listeners. And one literally said, I'm new in my career. Like, how do I make the most of this conference? And yes, that's a very HR topic to have at a conference. I said, candidly, you'll probably meet people more in the after parties and things like that, around the bar, and you don't have to drink for that. But that's where you can find some of those relationships. Like, I have people I'd met sitting at a lunch table or a bar, and that I'm still friends with years later. But it was great. I'm the same. I mean, I live in this office. I'm filming in my office that I record my Luke calls with every day. And when I get out, I tend to be working. So I'm doing like leading a training session, doing speaking, which I love, but it is like a work, I'm putting prep into it, all of that. And so just going and showing up with my bestie, like I looked over at Leigh at one point. I was like, Leigh, I'm so glad you're my friend. And I said, and we travel, and the three bestie, we travel well together, which is nice. But like, I don't know what, it filled my cup and then some, and just meeting people and hearing what they had to say. Yeah. And then some. But there was a little drama. So I'll say this. So SHRM, like a lot of conferences, kind of like a graduation speech, they're all trying to compete for like a big name type thing. And so, like last year, SHRM had Bill Clinton, which was a choice.
Yeah, it was a choice, right? Like the greatest office sexual harasser of all time. So that was an interesting choice when you're in HR. I think they got some flack for that. I'm not saying he's not a great speaker. I'm just saying it's an HR conference.
The substance, I would rather have him talk about what I did wrong. And
that would have been cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is how
postmortem.
Yes, totally. Years later, my apology to Monica. She's still waiting on that, I assume. But so this year, SHRM had Jason Sudeikis, who is an actor, and he's famous for playing a character, Ted Lasso. Do you watch Ted Lasso, Leigh?
Yeah, I watched them all. I really enjoyed it. I like Jason.
I mean, I liked him on SNL. I actually haven't really watched much of Ted Lasso, probably surprisingly.
It's fresh.
Yeah, it's right.
Cute, but he's not Ted Lasso. Just FYI, he's an actor, right? That plays a role that has wonderful leadership attributes.
Yes,
right?
And just like an actor, it's a good thing that there's such thing as understudies, because that came into play. Because the drama at SHRM started before we even arrived. Shockingly, we didn't bring the drama. Jason Sudeikis did, and so we were like getting ready. And Jamie definitely had some FOMO. And she was like, guys, she's like, Jason Sudeikis just pulled out of SHRM. I'm like, what? I think he was speaking today. And I guess, like, according to SHRM, like at the last minute, he pulled out and wasn't going to go. And you're like, oh God, what happened? Was it a family emergency? And
it had to have been, right? Something crazy that got in the way of SHRM, right? What was it?
A WNBA game across town, also in Chicago.
See, that's to me, I'm like, come on, man. I mean, you were booked for this for 6 months. You couldn't just go speak real quick, even lessen the time to 30 minutes, and then go to the basketball game. Like, you could do both if you wanted to.
Totally.
You know?
You can go in and out. Like when we lived in Australia, which I have to bring up, even though this is a SHRM episode, we were driving back from the airport and there's like tunnels underneath Sydney, underneath. And that's what you want to take. Our taxi driver was like, oh my God, we have to go through town. Okay, no problem. No big deal. I love a good downtown, just like a body of water. So we're driving and all of a sudden we're stopped and I look over and there's a theater and it's like the Mission Impossible, like 75 or whatever thing. And there's Tom Cruise right there.
God, really?
I swear, like right there, traffic. I have like a blurry picture. I'll pop it on our Instagram. But I looked over and I was like, gosh, that's crazy. Well, I ended up reading later. They're like, he didn't stay for the movie, which I guess you don't need. Maybe you don't need to watch your own movie if you're in it.
Yeah,
but they're like, he had been filming something else in Asia, flew from Asia to Australia, like 8-9 hours. Showed up for a few minutes for the premiere, flew back. Point is, if Tom Cruise can do that in Asia, Jason Sudeikis probably could have figured out the way to do the speech and gone to the game.
Agreed. If you wanted to, you would. That's all I had to say, which is fine, right? Because I'm not faulting the guy, but, if you have a commitment, definitely try to keep it, especially to pass on it for a basketball game. I don't even know if it was the finals. I don't even know what was.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't, right?
So Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever.
Yeah,
so she's the new rookie hot player.
Yes, superstar. Mm-hmm.
And so she was playing against Chicago's WNBA team in town. And so it was that game. And so I think people were burned up, and especially seeing the footage of him there courtside. But that is the most HR thing, to have it in this leader is like, no, I got to go. I got something going on. And the something is like, a golf round or a sports or whatever. And so you're scrambling, trying to keep better stuff. So it was a very HR situation. But the understudy, sweet Al Roker. Love some Al Roker.
Weatherman. Yeah, which was cute. But, people were pissed off about Jason. I mean, I think we had just entered on Monday, and everything in the conference was set up like a park. Like, it was really cathartic. I thought it was precious. And I look at those things as I'm a museum junkie and architectural artsy-fartsy nerd. And then, so I liked all that setup shit, but they made you feel like you were in a park. Yep. And it was comfortable and it was cute. So someone was doing an open air presentation in like the park area or the registration area-ish. I don't even know what they called it. But what did they say, Ashley? Because I was like,
Lee, wait, did you hear that? And Lee's like, no.
I was people watching.
This woman's like, Jason Sudeikis, he's dead to me. What? She's on a mic, a hot mic, and she's, he's dead to me. And you can, Ted Lasso, he's supposed to be a high performance leader. Like, like the worst of the worst going on talking. And I'm like trying to look around, and they do have a variety, kind of like a park. They have some random kind of like mini stages set up. I could not see where this person was, but I was like, Leigh.
The voice was booming.
I was like, she was there bringing it.
It's like, ma'am, he's an actor. Okay. Ted Lasso is not real, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
But Ted Lasso is a wonderful green flag leader. I don't think I could be that cheesy in my leadership, but he is precious. But yeah, we all miss Jason.
I could, I'm sure. I could. I definitely could. But I have to say, if I were going to pick, though, like a colleague, like I think Al Roker, I'd love to have Al Roker as like when the Today Show, when they do their Halloween episodes and they dress up in those cute costumes and things, like he just looks like he's fun. And so I don't want to hear, I'm sure the inevitable stories of like any
Matt
celebrity them being
years, the Matt Laurie years. Or
Matt who? Matt Lauer?
Matt Lauer, like
all right, the button.
Yeah. Every workplace, it's got, there's something going on. But we did not see Al.
We didn't see Al. I wish we had.
Yeah.
He's welcome on the podcast anytime. If he wants to sub in.
I love talking about weather because I'm that age. You know what I mean?
Well,
I've gotten that old.
Yeah, and on Monday, I mean, what are you going to talk about on Mondays? The weekend's always too short. They'll talk about the weather, which we did have weather issues leaving, and we won't talk about that anymore. I know. We did wake up to some rockin' thunderstorms on Tuesday morning in Chicago. But anyway.
Yes. Yeah. So we had walked in. We heard that person insult Jason. We heard someone being very, and that seemed to be a theme. People were disappointed, of course. I get that. Hello, besties. Things are heating up. That's right. We're moving into summer, and you know what that means. That means goodbye warm weather clothes and hello cute summer attire. At least that's what it means for me. Well, luckily I found Quince, and now I've got all sorts of cute pieces to get me through the summer. Got a couple cute t-shirts. I've got these really adorable silk scrunchies, all bougie, I know. But get this, the best part about Quince is all of their items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. That's right. I'm talking cute linen dresses, blouses, and shorts from $30, washable silk tops, timeless gold jewelry, and so much more. So get warm weather ready with Quince. Go to quince.com/HRBesties for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/HRBesties to get free shipping. And 365-day returns. Quince.com/HRBesties. Enjoy. Then we went instantly to the swag area. That's what Ashley really wanted to hit up. That was on the top of her list, was to check out the swag and the product offerings from SHRM,
Yeah.
which we saw a lot of the HR Diva stuff. And if we recall the HR Diva drama from 2 summers ago now, 2 years ago, I think it's been, right? I mean, time flies when you're having fun with your marketing. But they had the HR Diva stuff and they had the HR Divo stuff, which I did not know about. Right. I was surprised by that. That was the first I'd seen that. Was that the first for you, Ashley? That you could be an HR Divo?
I had not seen it. It's one of those it reminded me of one of those things at work where like they'd gotten flack for something. They did get some flack for HR Diva. And the reason is like in HR, there's so many people that think of you as a diva or think, and again, diva doesn't have a great connotation at all. And so rather than, take that and lean out and have, another catchy saying or something like that, they leaned all the way in and were like, we'll be the Divo. And so there was a tire. I mean, so Leigh and I are going around taking pictures of some of the shirts. We'll put some more of it on Friday on our stories. And I got some stuff for Jamie. Some of those HR Diva things. So
yes, yeah, because she loves it.
Mouse pads.
Yeah.
It was like the Disney font too. With the little HR Diva mouse pad and the things. And so I just think it's not. HR doesn't have the best reputation at work, and sometimes deserved, often not, as we've talked about. And so I don't know that I'd wear that in the workplace.
No, nope. I wouldn't, to each their own, of course. But I just think, it's not the vibe that I'm looking to create as an HR professional,
Yeah.
But hey,
they were selling some.
Again, if you're a diva or a divo, hats off to you. I was really surprised by that. But at least there was some equity there and DEIB considerations. So check.
They inclusive.
There you go. That's the word.
But we moved on from the paid gift shop swag to the best part of any conference, which is the free swag.
The free shit.
Which isn't exactly free, because my dad once taught me there's no such thing as a free lunch. And the way that translated at the conference is there's no such thing as a free scanning of your badge, because everyone had a QR code on their badge. And what that means is that so we just this week hit the 50th episode of HR Besties podcast. We're very excited. Thank you all for sticking with us. Go give us a like, rating, and review. But when we hit our 500th podcast episode years from now, I will still be getting solicitation emails from these vendors that scanned my badge so I could get a button or a cute little something. But you know who won't be getting that? Leigh. I have a yes face and she has a fuck no face.
Yes, people would literally be reaching for my badge and I say, no access to my badge. I was told to protect my badge. I was saying vague shit like that. No, I have to protect my badge. I would just be blocking my QR code. You know what I mean? I don't want your free matches or whatever the fuck you're trying to give me so bad, and that sounds terrible. Not to everybody, but there was a lot of people there, even local, I don't know, this, whatever. But yeah, I was protecting my badge.
She said literally, but she was a clear communicator. So of course I'm like, oh, that's fine. You can scan mine twice if you want, just
to make up for hers.
We are the yin and the yang.
I know, because I'm crazy, right? I'm going to take your offering of this free shit on your table. Can I scan your badge? No, you may not. But thank you so much for this free chapstick or whatever.
And just to be mindful, because if you are a team of one and you don't have an HR friend to go with, then what I'm about to say of it was so wonderful to have a friend to go through things for. I mean, I was laughing, but we're learning and meeting people, and you kind of do feel like you have a little level of comfort. That being said, if you don't have anybody, and we met a lot of people that are I'm a team of one, and so in that instance, again, going and finding your people, and they did do a nice job of having the ribbons you could add to the bottom of your SHRM badge. And this woman was trying to help me put them on. And I was like, no. I'm good putting them on. I want to be no, I'm taking these for Jamie. But they did have ones that were, I think some I'm here alone or things like that, just to find your people. But it was really nice to have a pal to go through things for, especially a pal as direct as Leigh.
Yes. Well, like I told you, I can't do that alone. I needed a handler. I needed like help and support, like walking through the aisles. You know what I mean? And it just wouldn't be as fun for me, and I wouldn't have been as comfortable. Because not me, like literally pushing Ashley into booths. Hey, go make an intro. Like,
yeah,
I'm a director. Okay. Like, hey, go over there and go do that.
How many times did people come up and they're like, wait, are you the HR TikTok person? Then they'd give me the phone. I'd be like, I'll take a picture.
You were my picture taker. Yeah,
I am. Yeah. I'm a little more under the radar. And so I was happy I was texting Jamie, like we're laughing. I'm like, Jamie on our group chat. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting asked to take pictures of Leigh, which was fine. But then I'd say, oh, do you listen to her podcast? Like as if I'm Leigh's assistant. Like, do you listen?
It's a way in, whatever you gotta do.
you have one. And then Leigh would bounce and she'd be like, oh, she's on it too. Then people are kind of like, who are you? Some people would, and it was like, oh, hey, Luke. Like, oh, it's me. But I had my little business cards.
It was cute when we were walking in though, and Ashley turns to me and she goes, do you think anyone will notice us? And I was like, girl, I can't even go to the grocery store. Like, watch this shit. And I'm not even saying that from an arrogant place. I don't necessarily... I enjoy it, but I'm not like in it for celebrity. I'm really not that person. Yes, I like to entertain, but to myself, I'm talking to myself on my phone most days. But we go in and what happens? Like 3 people swarm us. I'm like, okay, see, like watch this shit. Like this is, like it's going to be a lot. And it was,
It was, but it was hard. But I was all excited because as we told you on last week's episode, last week's happy hour, and I prepared, so I made these business cards, a little business card for HR Besties pod, and then a business card for me for Manager Method with my manager training packages, managermethod.com. It was fun, but it really, like, and some people be like, oh, I'm sorry if it's awkward. Please never apologize. We also know in the HR world, like there aren't, that many people that are, when you're well known, sometimes that's not for a good reason. So we're trying to be, well known for a good reason and be a little different. And so it was awesome hearing people coming up and then people talking about whether talking about their toxic workplaces or finding that community. And they're tearing up. I'm tearing
they
up.
Cry, they're screaming.
Lee's like giving me her sleeve to wipe my face on. Or like our guy outside that was like, oh my God, like real loud. And so he tries some other people, of course, are looking over and they're like, who is that? And so
then we had a line of people that wanted photos. And I was like, oh, wow,
Well, I know. Well, one point I was like, oh, do you want a photo? Because some people had asked us for photos. And someone, I was like, do you want a photo? In my mind, I thought, no, I'm good. Oh, but they're fine. They did.
No, I'm good. That's funny. Yeah. So that does mean a lot. And, it's been over a year since I've been at an HR conference. And since that time, my accounts now have grown to like over 1 million followers, and so Dang. I didn't realize I was already getting attention there, which was beautiful and I could have conversations. And so I knew I would be getting more attention. I could just tell because of the DMs and the comments and are you going to SHRM and all of this, but it was something. It was something. It was fun. It was good,
Yeah.
So I hope that we'll continue that, right? Like we already got invited to HR Tech with multiple brands. We'll have to do some formal meet and greets because that was kind of the issue. People are like, where are you going to be? And I'm like, well, I'm directly under the sun right now. You can meet me here.
Exactly. I'm in the park. I'm by the park bench over here. I'll probably be at the claw machine. There's a claw machine with a real fun team over there.
Yeah, we were just conference goers, but people expected something more formal. They wanted like formal photos or time or something. It's like, no, we're just walking around,
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, we're going to be by work, Leigh, but this time. So we did. So intentionally, I was like, Leigh. Then I'm like, Leigh, we got to go at 2:00. Imagining there's going to be like a Beatles level crowd. Like not quite, but it was fun. But some of these swag, like, so speaking of like, there was like a place where you make your own cookie. Like you take a picture, put your face on a cookie. So last night I ate my...
Oh, you ate your face?
Yeah, I ate my face and our faces together.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. And cookies were good too, which is notable. There was the popcorn. I kept going back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Garrett's, right? I mean, a lot of people are serving Garrett's, which was a great opportunity there. A lot of booths had bars, which was wonderful because, I've gone to several European conferences and I love European conferences because they design their booths as full-on bars.
It's
in Europe. I mean,
wild.
they're just like, that's just part of the culture, right? Is to drink, and then they celebrate deals like over champagne, like good champagne and stuff. So I love that. I
That's
love that
fun.
vibe. And so I was like, please have bars. And they did, right? So there were a handful that invited us in for drinks. And of course, who are we to deny an invite,
Ah,
No, that'd be rude.
I know. I was talking to someone, then I looked. I was like, "Oh, her drink looks a little bubbly." I was like, "What's that? Gin and tonic?" She's like, "Vodka tonic." And oh my god! And like another one did have it kind of like a speakeasy, and so they had some special like a bee's knees drink, and so that's our happy hour with the besties. I'm telling you, that's our look for that at HR Tech. We'll let you know.
Yes.
Talk to a couple brands on that, so we'll get ready for that. But we also had to be mindful because I was like thinking to myself, I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning Eastern, so like 3:30, and so I can't crash too early. We kept it going.
School is out and summer is officially here. We are heading to the beach in a few short weeks, and I got a new pair, well, actually quite a few new pairs, pun intended, of new sunglasses. Pear's sun tops are the ultimate summer companion. Wherever the sunny days take you, a handy pair of sunglasses should always be within reach. With Pear Eyewear, you can switch from prescription frames to sunglasses in a snap. Their collection of sun tops can help protect your eyes from UV rays and minimize glare while driving with polarization, all without having to carry another pair of glasses. Explore all their affordable options, find your style, and get 15% off your first pair by using code HRBesties at paireyewear.com. Frames start at $25, so you don't have to feel guilty buying more than one. Also, you can save by using your FSA or HSA pre-tax dollars, and there's always free shipping. You can easily browse through the top frames and find a pair that's right for you by using their virtual try-on. I highly suggest this. This was so much fun for me. All I had to do was put my phone in front of my face and swipe through their different styles until I found one that I felt flattered my face. Also, Pears is constantly updating their collections. Right now, they have this super cute and fun 4th of July top frames. Like there's little popsicles and little firework ones. Adorbs. So snap into summer and get 15% off your first pair with code HRBesties at paireyewear.com. Support our show, please, by mentioning HR Besties sent you in your post-checkout survey. That's pair, P-A-I-R, eyewear.com, code HR Besties.
And then we got like a handful of invites for happy hours, which we'll talk about,
Yeah, those were which were real fun. But so one of the things. In this one that was like a speakeasy, also had like an old time photograph thing. We didn't do that, but I met a woman there. So one of my errors was the shoes that I wore.
Yeah, you fucked
and
up. You wanted to be tall like me, right? You're like,
yeah,
I need some height.
I need some height. And I knew I brought my fun sneakers for the night because I was like, at that point in time, I won't care anymore. But in the day, I thought I want to try it again. I don't want to look totally DeVito to Schwarzenegger. I wanted to feel confident. Like when I record my LinkedIn learning courses, I could be wearing like working girl sneakers. I don't. I wear heels the whole time filming those to like feel more confident. But I wore heels. It was a total mess. My feet hurt so badly that I met a woman at like the speakeasy thing, and she had these super cute shoes. She's like, "Oh, I got them from Amazon." So I was like, "Do you mind if I take a picture of them? Because I bet I can search and find them." And I did, and I posted them on our Instagram. But I did. They're on their way. They will arrive anytime.
Oh, gosh.
Perfect to wear with a unitard,
right?
My sparkly unitard. But then one of the swag booths. That was a very cool booth. Had a spinny wheel. A number of them had spinny wheels, and it makes sense because you can win some fun prizes. Not like one had like $1,000 gift cards, but this one had the real prize, which were these big ass slippers in the shape of Yeti feet.
Mm-hmm. Big fuzzy Yeti slippers.
And so I went and spun, and I was one click away from the Yeti feet. I won a t-shirt.
And I was like, just give them to her. Look at her. Her feet hurt,
They did. Yeah, and they didn't.
Nope. And I was like, let me win you these slippers.
And what did she do?
I did. I won those slippers for her. And then I had to walk 5 feet behind her at all times.
I mean, I wore them for like the next hour and a half and it was, well, they missed an opportunity to brand them better because then the rest, like for literally an hour and a half. And of course, it's a huge thing. So people still hadn't necessarily seen this swag. So people would be like, oh my God, where'd you get this? What if I was like, oh, I just brought him with me? Like I just had like real weird. But I every single time, and I mean probably 15 to 20 times, every time I'd say to Leigh, what was the name of that company again?
Yes. And of course I knew. And right there, it's right there. I was giving directions for the next like 2 hours about where to wait in line for these slippers and convincing people to go to this, this place the line's not that long. Don't worry. The line will move fast. Don't worry. It's right here. It's Happy Factory right here. You
exactly.
know what I mean? As a crow flies, if you just go, oh my gosh, for like 2 hours, I'm giving directions on how to find these slippers, but they were precious and they did garner a lot of attention. That was probably some of the best swag.
Well,
probably the best swag. Right?
No. There is a piece of swag that was better, and I wouldn't normally call it swag, but it was touched. It was touched more than anything else.
Yes. See, I wouldn't call him swag.
Shamar Moore's abs.
Yes. Shamar Moore was there from the Criminal Minds and all other shows. Oh my God, he's on so many shows. SWAT, right? I don't know, whatever. Lots of shows.
He is. How old is he? Let me keep talking. I'm going to look this up.
Shamar Franklin Moore. He's been around for a long time, but
he's 54. He is 54, going on 21.
But he was there off in the distance. I got some video of him, which we can share again. We could share it every day if we wanted. But kidding, HR conference, that is catnip at an HR conference because he had a line for Paycom of 4 hours long. Okay, 4 hours long. The line had a break like multiple times, like it was like Disneyland, I was crazy.
Right. And the people,
it's a mile long.
The people in the front of the break, were stressed out about having that break because they were worried that someone else would jump in front of them. And so they had people manning the brakes to make sure no one was cutting, all to see Shamar Moore because he was given the love.
He was picking people up. He was kissing people. He was taking his shirt off. He was letting people touch all over his body. Okay. I mean, it was like, whoa, right? And people were screaming like, get it, girl. And I'd be like, oh, she done got it. I mean, he's just giving it away, like, wow. Like
it was like when people listen to the podcast and like, oh my God, this is surprising. I didn't think HR was like this.
No, this is HR.
If you want to see the HR, that Shamar Moore booth was like an HR group chat, like fleshed out for the world to see. But no, pun, I guess, kind of intended. It was hilarious. Everyone was loving it.
Full consent. He was loving it.
Yeah, he was loving it. I don't know if it was HR approved.
No.
Okay, but
well, there was consent there, I mean, I guess it's not sexual harassment. The guy's hot and he's cool with it.
It was hilarious. I mean, people were just hilarious. Like, it was very funny.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and he is gorgeous, and oh my gosh, I tagged him in the video and all, and I would love to be picked up by him. He's not like. He's gorgeous and I'd love to be picked up. He's not like on my top list or whatever. I don't really have a list, but it's like, oh my gosh, I totally would have been picked up and twirled, but I did not want to wait 4 hours in line for that to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not have that time.
I know, but it was like, he was getting the love.
Oh boy, he was getting the love. So I would love to work with them and be the... I've done work with Paycom before, right? I've got some videos with them, but that would be something else because I imagine me doing that meet and greet and would I have to be in a bikini for that? And that's what I was thinking. Would I have to be in a, do I have to pick people up or do I am I like Santa Claus where the person sits down that I have to sit on their lap or something? And that's where I was thinking how far does my meet and greet go?
I was laughing because if you were to show me a sales convention or something and it was a male heavy booth and there was a woman kissing on the men in the bikini, HR, wow. I think would be that's not appropriate. Mm-hmm. So I gotta say, I know I sound a little funky, but It was definitely some HR approval questioning, but you know what? I will say at the end of the day, everybody was having fun. Everyone's standing in line and could see what he was doing, and he was smiling. He got paid and he got love. So I know my mother-in-law was like, oh my God, I'm so jealous, and I had just sent a picture of him. I was like, wait till I send you the picture of his abs. She's like, oh my God, LOL, amazing. But yeah, 54. Wow,
54.
My goodness.
And he's keeping up. Boy, damn. The way he's picking me, I know he can pick my ass up. That's why I was like, oh, man.
You're strong.
I wish there was a fast
strong.
pass line. I would have loved that video, you know?
Oh, my God. That's what they need. That's smart. Let's do that. Let's do a booth and we'll do a fast pass line.
Oh, exactly. Oh, God. What do you get for a fast pass, though? You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking.
Leigh, you could be the fast
pick
pass.
me up, I guess, for a fast pass. I don't know. Oh, gosh, you know? But I was thinking that, Ashley. I was thinking, God, if I... You know, when I do a meet and greet here, like, do I have to, like, what do I flash? Oh, my gosh. The way he was showing his abs and all of that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, God, I'd have to train.
I guess I'd give a hug. I'd give you a hug.
I'll just wave.
I'll give you a hug.
We'll do the Incredibles Disney costume, you know, dancing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't lift my leg that high.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Like Miss Incredible.
You have to wait.
I know, right? We'll see at HR Tech.
You'll see at HR Tech.
You'll see at HR Tech.
So let's flip to the after parties a little bit.
Yes, we got lots of invites. We went to 2 after parties and then made up our own after party with some fans that just basically shoved us in an Uber.
Yeah, we jumped.
So I could have just been kidnapped and, you know.
Well, remember when we were at that one party and there's this guy that came up and he was like, first he told me I had good posture, which I don't generally. So maybe I did that night because again, I'm trying to be Leigh. And then he's like, how far can you run and how fast? And I was I mean, real fast. I'm about to run. Let me go time myself because I ran right to the bathroom and hid. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, the best is, Leigh's like, is this a sugar baker moment? And I was like, absolutely. Blue skies, code word, blue skies, get me out. So that did come into play. That was a little strange. But the after party, which we went with some new crew to karaoke.
Yeah. The first, that was the after parties, right?
Yeah.
I think we went to Rippling's rooftop event, and then we went to...
It was the birthday bash. For
yes.
Jennifer McClure, who's the head of Disrupt HR.
Yes, at the House of Blues.
And with my girl, Lori Ruderman, who's a fellow LinkedIn learning instructor, who's awesome. She helped to throw it. And so seeing a bunch of people, you know, a bunch of our Besties followers. I met some people I've done work for their companies. So it was cool to meet them in person. And it was danced on the dance floor. It was that one guy was like, he was heating up the dance floor. I started a dance circle with the running man, you know it? Yes. And then everybody else, you know, had much better moves after that, but we got the party started.
I was waiting for your worm.
Well, I didn't have like bike shorts or anything underneath. And so.
Exactly. Yeah. Couldn't really do that in a dress.
So I kept my posture up and, you know, flexed. But yeah, then we finished it off with some karaoke.
Yeah. We got invited to a speakeasy and did some karaoke. I love a speakeasy vibe.
It was cool.
You know, and I mean, I was really feeling it then. So I did repost. I think you posted my singing there. I did Drops of Jupiter with Train. That's always my first song, just FYI, with the karaoke. Well, boy, that was courtesy of vodka. I mean, like at one point I like forgot I was doing karaoke while I was doing karaoke. So then I don't think you shared this and I appreciate that. I was like, drops of Jupiter in her, blah, 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 blah.
Only the highlights.
Like, exactly. I appreciate that.
It was good. Leigh has a very, very beautiful voice.
Thank you.
It was good.
Man.
It was fun. We had some good pizza. But speakeasies are always so hard because speakeasies are hard because you walk up and you always think it's closed. You know, like it's hard to figure out. And so, you know, we're pulling on the wrong door, trying to figure that out. But we got through it.
Yeah, we got in. And we were hanging out. Shout out to Disrupt Rochester.
Yeah, they were awesome.
And their team and crew. It was fun hanging with them. Literally, they just like shoved us in an Uber, which was wonderful.
Let's go. Yeah, for sure.
They're like, come on, we're doing karaoke. All right, let's do karaoke, you know?
It was fun. I mean, all in all, you know, we scooted out the next day. So we missed Kelly Clarkson performance.
So that's right, people. SHRM got Kelly Clarkson and Jay Leno.
SHRM got Kelly Clarkson and she showed up. I looked this morning. She did show up. she did show up to check. But she once performed at my company's holiday party, and I got to meet her.
Cool.
Yeah, and we were wearing the exact same outfit, and it wasn't anything. It was black dress, black tights, and red shoes. Like, not a usual thing. And I was pregnant, and she was pregnant at the time. This was 10 plus years ago. And so I got to go to my meet and greet and get my picture with Kelly. I'll put it on the Instagram because I can't share that one enough. It's like I should basically get that tattooed on my face. Since I got that picture, not Beyonce's. But I walked up and she was like, oh my God, somebody who finally knows what it's like to be effing pregnant. I know I said effing, but
that's so cute.
It was real cute. So I'm a big Kelly Clarkson person. So I heard the concert was good.
Yeah, she seems sweet.
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
She was sweet in that moment. Yeah.
She was real. And she's like, well, how did we wear the same outfit? I'm like, oh, we texted each other beforehand. Haha.
That's cute.
You know, mom jokes.
I'm glad she showed up.
It was good. It made me very excited. It made me excited for Jamie to join us. A number of people said, I wish Jamie was here. And people are like, Jamie, I'd recognize you if I see you. You know, Jamie got her flowers there at SHRM as well. And we can't wait to see. So shoot us a note if you're going to be at HR Tech in Vegas in September.
Yeah, definitely going to Vegas. I'd go to anything in Vegas, but yeah, definitely going to HR Tech. You know, got invited a few times for that, so we'll definitely work some formal events, right? So
yeah,
a happy hour, something, so that we can just have a besties bash. I think that's what we need to do.
We had a breakfast meeting and talked about these and lessons learned, and like, oh, this is, and that's when we started talking about this idea of a happy hour at a booth with the besties, and like, I think it would be
makes sense. It totally makes sense, you know. But any lessons learned you want to share, Ashley?
Shoes. Honestly, that is the biggest takeaway. It's you got to wear good shoes, and so I think I'm gonna have to give up height for comfort. So that's my lesson. What about you?
We can't all be 6'2".
I know. Is that Farbsy? Did I tell you that Farbsy DM'd me because I posted a picture of me and Lori Rudiman, who's my height, maybe a little shorter than me. Farbsy goes, Jesus, how tall is Leigh, or how short are you?
And I was like bending down, and people were. But I should have commented like on because I reshared that story. I should have said something like, it's not that I'm insanely tall, which I am, because of course I was wearing like platform heels too. So I was probably 6'2", and what I was wearing, Lori's probably, I hope she doesn't get insulted, but like 4'11" without shoes,
yeah,
5 foot. Like she is short because she was super petite compared to you.
Yeah, and I'm 5'3".
I mean, she just was like, she was precious, right? I mean, just beautiful human being, but she was tiny. Like I could put her in my pocket tiny. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's her signature, is that's how she stands out. I just like I would stand out for being tall. Like she would be standing out because like, you know, she is just precious. Like she just really is. But her stature is very petite, like very. So then I had shared that photo drunk, and then I didn't make any comments on it, right? Because I suck at sharing stories in the moment. And people were DMing me, holy shit, fucking Amazon, fucking like you are so fucking tall, and wow, you're like a beast. Like
I'm a real person.
And I did look super tall, but you know, I made this decision years ago, like that it's very rare you'll see me shrink into a photo. Like I'm just going to be my fucking height because I'm not trying, you know what I mean? So now I look like a weirdo in like the photo.
No, you looked great in person and in the photo.
I know I did.
But it was good. It got us excited.
Got us excited to do more live events. That's another lesson. People are asking for that, and we want to do that too. So we'll definitely be out there.
But one note is next week. We are actually taking the week off of Wednesday and Friday episodes. It is July 4th week in the U.S. We are going to recharge and just take a little break. So we will be back the week after. But if you listen and you're like, where's our Wednesday episode? Oh my God, did they get taken off the air? Certainly soon, but not yet. And so we are we didn't get fired. We are going to be loud vacationing next week.
Yes. Yeah. So cheers to those who celebrate.
Yes.
We definitely encourage vacations, especially here we are in the summertime months in the U.S., and enjoy and spend time doing those things you love with those that you love, right? So
love it. And thank you all for showing up and giving us love. And it really meant a lot. And it was very cool. So it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it meant a lot. We had a blast, right, Ashley?
Ah, totally.
Next time, definitely with Jamie, we'll God, that'd be killer. She's going to be kicked out probably that first day of HR Tech, but that's okay.
Yeah, we need to bring cash. Honestly, we need to bring cash. We need to make sure she gets a changeable plane ticket, and all of us probably. So we'll get those bases covered.
Yes. Oh gosh. Well, hey, everyone enjoy their weekends. Thank you so much, besties. We appreciate you.
TGIF.